a very Corey Christmas.
Jingle bells chiming, jingle bell time. Dancing and prancing, jingle bells.
What's up, Staunch Gang, and welcome to a very Corey Christmas 2023. We have a lot of Corey-themed stuff planned this month, both Hamster and Felldog, and I, for one, am very happy to be here again with you fine folks doing this. Before we get started, though, hit that like, make sure you're subscribed, start feeling funky, and leave me a comment, why don't you? And to all of the inevitable haters we're going to see rise up from the bonfires this month, all I have to say to you guys is, get the fucking... I wanted to start off this year's A Very Corey Christmas by showing you all of my two Corey's memorabilia and VHS that I have acquired so far. I'm always on the lookout, but I do have some pretty unique items. I'm not going to be showing off my posters this time. I've done that before, but I have a lot of other cool stuff. So hey, let's get to it. Here we go. The Go For It single featuring Snoop Dogg. Yes, you heard that right, Snoop Dogg. This is obviously from the Angelic to the Core era. It also has the track Everybody as side B. This is on Corey's own record label, Sci-Fi Records, but it was co-released with Jet Plastic Recordings. I'll talk a bit more about that in a bit. And this one I have is this gorgeous blue with the fading stickers. Like my buddy Jake, everyone knows Jake Perry, the legendary Jake Perry. He's the one that actually kind of put these together. Very DIY. Here's the next one, the next record I have, the Dream a Little Dream 30-year anniversary tribute featuring Mickey Thomas, again on Sci-Fi Records with Jet Plastic Recordings. This one took me a while to get my hands on. I mean, I pre-ordered it the day it came out, but I guess if you wanted the limited edition confetti splatter, well, that meant you had to wait about 2 years, and on top of that, you would also get blocked from all of Jet Plastic Recordings' social medias, and basically just left in the dust. But I finally made them send me one. And it's one hell of a record. It's the first time Something in Your Eyes has been put out ever since the notorious single release back in the day, as that track was supposed to be featured on Dream a Little Dream, but it wasn't because Corey kind of got the recordings in too late, and it didn't make the cut, but apparently there's a few out there, and, you know, there's a few, it was released as a single on 45. I cannot find that one. Always been on the look for that. Anyways, glad they re-released the track, because now I can jam it anytime I want to. My favorite animated films. Here we go. Check that out. Isn't that gorgeous? The Fox and the Hound. Autographed by Keith Coogan and Corey Feldman, who, of course, did the voice roles. Look at that. We got Felldog right there. And then we got Keith Coogan right there. Very cool. I found this online a while back. And this is something I'm probably going to keep forever. I'm going to pass it down to my non-existent children. Very beautiful piece right there. Well, check this out. I managed to get this autograph. That is a laser disc. Rock and Roll High School Forever laser disc. Look at me, look at that. This is another one of my favorite pieces ever. I absolutely love this silly, silly movie. If you have not seen my documentary, it will be linked below. Maybe I'll just throw it above there. I don't know. It's linked. I'll link it everywhere. Pretty rare one here. I, of course, am a collector of all things Rock and Roll High School Forever. And here we have like one of those one sheets. This is basically from a magazine. It's a trade ad advertising the movie. This was pretty rare right here because this advertises the soundtrack for the film. And the soundtrack never came out. I mean, this is straight from 1991. It's one of my favorite things ever. I love this one. So yeah, I went out to Hollywood and I worked on a documentary called Corey Feldman, Artist, the Man Behind the Love. And it was a pretty big deal down here where I'm from. I'm from a small town in Texas. Made the paper pretty sweet. So of course I kept one. I think I have copies of this somewhere if anybody wants one. When my documentary came out, Forever, the untold story of Rock and Roll High School Forever. It also made the paper and whatnot. My award-winning documentary, I'm very proud of it. There's me in front of the poster. There's the original flyers I made to advertise the premiere. Me and the homies up there. There's me and my dog Hazel there, you see. This is at the Alamo Draft House Pretty popular theater down here in Texas. Very proud to have made that again. I'll be linking that all over the place on this video. Huge Corey Haim fan, obviously, as most of us two Corey's fans are. And here I have a movie premiere ticket to Lucas, one of my all-time favorite films. Look at that. Isn't that just beautiful? You and a guest are invited to a screening of Lucas. How very cool. And then, of course, on the back, it's a legit movie ticket. Look at that. Very cool. Another one of my all-time favorite pieces is I love that movie. This is from the last time I saw Corey in Austin. I managed to snake this off of the door. There was only a few of them. Once I took one, someone looked at me and was like, oh yeah, I should probably take one of those too. This band, The Cuckoos, very good. From Austin, I think. The Parish, pretty damn cool venue. I unfortunately couldn't find any videos from the show, but I did manage to hang out with Corey for a few moments after the show, and I took a picture with him. I gave him a poster to the documentary we made. It was pretty sweet. And yeah, that was just a really fun time. There's a lot of collectors out there. There's a lot of two Corey's collectors. Trust me. I know. I bid with these people on eBay all the time and lose. So this is very unique right here. This it doesn't look like much, does it? No, it doesn't. What that is I hope I don't get in trouble for this one. That is the yellow paper in the back. This is 2 sheets right here. That's one in the front. The yellow one, the Alvarez Sales, that is from a vegetable vendor in California. And this is a receipt for onions from the Feldman house, from the Feld mansion itself. When I was there working on the movie, I, of course, went to his house and whatnot. And they gave me this to write some notes on the back. So on the back of this are some notes. But when I was done with it, and I had ripped it after it would get torn anymore, I just stuck it in here. It's just, and there's no personal information on it. Nothing like that. Just a stamp. And it's like, oh, here's your receipt for your onions. And it came from his house. So I'm assuming his wife at the time was the one that did it. So that's just a rare thing. I can't really prove where it came from, I guess. But, And right here is a copy of a check. Very sweet. It's a copy of a check that was given to me by Corey's production company. So yeah, pretty sweet. That's something that no other collector will have. This up at his merch table, a pretty sweet koozie, the Love Left koozie. Now, that was one of a few items I managed to pick up. He had a lot of cool stuff, but now I got something for my Vanilla Ice Joy Burst. Another cool one right here. This, as you can see, that's the ear from Stand By Me, Teddy Duchamp's ear. I don't know if you remember, or if you even know, Corey made molds of the original ear from the film as it was still in his possession. So Corey managed to snake off with it, I guess, and he made copies. Jordan Peele actually has the original, but this one came directly from Felddog himself. One of my all-time favorite movies. The VIP, bracelet, that's just from the last time I saw him. I saved stuff like that, sue me. And then up here, we got a Corey Feldman pick given to me by their guitarist Greg. Very cool dude. This last show, he played some original tunes, some very good stuff. I'm looking forward to his album if he ever puts it out. And then we have the Truth Movement, Still Searching for a Soul, sealed CD. It's straight from Tower Records, still has it on there. Funnily enough, I bought this at his merch booth the last time I saw him. Time before last is when I scored this shirt. This was at the Summer of Santa Carla event. It was like a big Lost Boys thing down here. Scored the Love Left 2 shirt. Look at that. Very cool. The Love Retours 22 plus a few in 2022. That was a great show. That was like my 3rd time seeing him, I believe. And then, of course, probably a one-of-a-kind item. There's a few of these shirts made. But this is from the documentary that I was able to edit for the man himself, Corey Feldman, artist, the man behind the love. So yeah, I'm very proud of my collection. There's some rare items here. Hit me up in my email if you want one of these stickers. Only $5, and it comes with some other stuff. Down below in the description, you'll find my contact info for these stickers. I like to just do things right, right up front and directly with you guys, the staunch gang. So hit me up. And of course, I'm an avid VHS collector. It's actually kind of rough collecting these sometimes, as some of these films go for a pretty penny. Let's start with the two Corey stuff, though. The Lost Boys, I covered the sequel. Be sure to check that video out at some point. License to Drive, I haven't done this one yet. Maybe I'll touch on it this year. Check out this screener I got here. It's pretty sweet. Not a big fan of Dream a Little Dream. I've stated many times, but I collect them. I got a screener there too. I prefer the sequel. I covered the sequel. Check out that video for sure. That was fun. Let's see. Blown Away. This movie will make you sexually horny. Last Resort. I'm going to be covering this with Stephen Monkey Mason, of course. Busted. We'll be doing this later this A Very Corey Christmas. Stay tuned. Very weird movie. Lucas. This is my first beat up copy. I found this one. This is another beat up copy that Elvenine got to. And of course, my big box there. I've had that thing for years. Love this movie. Check out my review next. Murphy's Romance. Not a big fan of, but the hamster's in it. He's a little kid. I just happen to have two copies. Watchers, I covered this one last Halloween. Watchers is a very cool movie. Hamster and a dog. I mean, shit. Roller Boys. Prayer of the Roller Boys. I've talked about this one in my Rollerblades on Film video. That one was a lot of fun. Go check that out. But hey, Prayer of the Roller Boys. That movie is way ahead of its time. The Double O Kid. I've covered this one as well. I'll check out this. I also have a screener of this one. This one is a pretty weird screening tape because on the other side is Abraxas, Jesse Ventura, Thermite Paint. Fast Getaway 2. I'm still looking for the original Fast Getaway on VHS. I cannot find it. Sucks. Snowboard Academy. Snowboard Academy. We will be getting back to this one later this A Very Corey Christmas. Never Too Late. This movie, the hamster's charming in it. It's a well-acted movie. It's just like, it should have had a bit of a wider release, in my opinion. It's a very underseen, underrated film from everybody, but it's kind of meh. The Backlot Murders. We will be coming back to this one later this A Very Corey Christmas. Fox and the Hound, one of my all-time favorite animated films. This movie makes me cry every single time. Gremlins. Not a big fan of Gremlins. I prefer the sequel and all the knockoffs. Stand By Me. We're going to be coming back to this one, of course, later this A Very Corey Christmas. Stand By Me is one of my all-time favorite movies. It means a lot to me, and I'm going to give it the proper treatment. Edge of Honor. I will be also coming back to this one later this A Very Corey Christmas. Yeah, you can watch my documentary on this one, Forever, the untold story of rock and roll high school forever. This one is obviously my all-time favorite from Feldman. I mean, look, we got the goddamn poster as the backdrop. Love this movie. Meatballs 4. I've covered this one in depth more than once on the channel. Check that out. Round Trip to Heaven. I did a little review of this one a few years ago. Very weird movie. This one reteams Zach Galligan and Corey Feldman ever since their roles in Gremlins. And this is a very strange film. Ironically, there was a Corey Haim movie with kind of like a similar plot. That was a Dream Machine. Those two movies make for quite the double feature. Lipstick Camera, where Corey Feldman plays Jewel. I covered this one last year. Check it out. A very underrated film. I think Feldman just has a ball in this one. Voodoo. Of course I've covered this one. What a spooky little movie. Reuniting Feldman with Jack Nance. This one, it's one of those classic Apex horror movies. It's like a college horror flick. Double features well with any college type horror movie. Maybe Ghoulies 3? Bordello of Blood. There was a strange feud that went on between Dennis Miller and Corey Feldman that started, around this time. You can check out a few videos I've made about that. Kind of weird because I always felt that Feldog took a lot acting-wise and with his performances. I felt like he was inspired by Dennis Miller early on, like in the 90s at least. Evil Obsession. You can check out the video I did where I interviewed the writer and director of this film. Very strange tale, very spooky performance from Feldog here. Evil Obsession. This is one of my prized pieces here. Look at this. That's a screening copy of Born Bad, featuring Pete from Buttercream Gang, the gay guy from Clueless, and the squishy chubby cheeks Patrick Renna from Son-in-Law, and of course Feldog. Very strange bank robbing movie. This one is a sealed copy. Love it. Pauly Shore is Dead. An underrated Pauly Shore movie. The guy is a better director. I mean, he makes better movies, when he's directing them on his own, in my opinion. And I think this is a pretty funny movie. Next up on A Very Corey Christmas, we take a look at the rock and roll slasher from Corey Haim, The Backlot Murders. And you can also vote on upcoming videos and whatnot on my community posts. Also, get your Staunch TV Sucks sticker right now. Contact info in the description. Staunch Gang, let's make this December a very, very, very Corey Christmas. Be sure to hit that like and spread the love, why don't you? I will see you soon. It's A Very Corey Christmas.